Sup, cryptids? I know that none of you are excited about going back to school, and if you're anything like me, you forgot everything over the summer. So now that we're being forced to do math again, I figure I'd show you the fastest way to solve algebraic equations with fractions. By the way, both of these problems are taken straight from my homework, so if you happen to have the same homework as me, lucky you, free answers. Now, this equation has fractions. Boo, we don't like fractions. We want to get rid of these fractions. How are we going to do that? Well, in order to do that, we need to multiply this whole equation by something. Here's the fastest way to find that something. Take every denominator, so here we have 5, 3, and 4. The denominator is the one on the bottom, and you're going to multiply them all together. 5 times 3 times 4 equals 60. There might be a smaller number, but that one sure took a lot less time to find. You're going to multiply this whole equation by 60. So 60 times 1/4, 60 times negative 2/3, and 60 times 1/5 x. And here's what you get before you reduce the fractions. 60 over 5x minus 120, because 60 times 2 right there, 120 over 3 equals 60 over 4. Now we're going to reduce these giant numbers. 60 divided by 5 is 12. We'll add the x. And then 120 divided by 3 is 40. And 60 divided by 4 is 15. So we have 12x minus 40 equals 15. That is a lot easier to deal with. Right here, we're going to add 40 to both sides, because whenever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So that 40 cancels out. And so we have 12x equals 55, because 15 plus 40 is 55. Now we just have to divide the whole thing by 12. That cancels out there. And so we have x equals 55 over 12. You can make that a decimal if you want to, but I am too lazy. Let's go to the next problem. Look at that. More fractions. Boo! But we're going to get rid of them the same way. Take the denominators. So 3 times 8 times 2. Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 8 equals 48. Now, if you look at it, you'll see that 3, 8, and 2 also go into 24, which is smaller than 48. Whoops. However, again, it took a lot less time just to multiply these three numbers together and get 48. Now, just like last time, we have to multiply the entire equation by 48, which means every single numerator, which is the top number in a fraction. And since I don't know what 13 times 48 is, I'm just going to use a calculator. Now, 48 times 1 is pretty easy. So we have 48 thirds x. And 48 times 5, 48 times 5, that is 240. So we have 240 over 8, equals negative something over 2. Let's see, 13 times 48 is 624. That is a big number. Let's reduce all these big giant numbers. 48 divided by 3 equals 16, so we have 16x. 240 divided by 8 equals 30. And negative 624 divided by 2 is 312. Don't forget the negative. Now we're going to subtract 30 from both sides. And you have 16x equals negative 342. The last thing you have to do is divide by 16. Divide this by 16 and divide this by 16. And you get x is roughly equal to 21.4. The only reason I did the decimal that time is because I have a calculator. And yeah, that's about it. Here's all the work again for problem 2. And here's all the work for problem 1. And yeah, be glad you're not working with squares and square roots yet.